Good morning, DIY Dad here. I've got grease on my face. I've been greasing the machine up, just waiting to move to the next site. So I'm just waiting to be moved right now. I just thought I'd talk about my mindset at the moment. It's just quite difficult because I never thought I'd be making videos like this. My mindset is my general mindset has changed massively over the last. God, it must be the last 2 years. I'd been working in a sort of 9 to 5 sales sort of job, sort of front of house for a hydraulics company for, at that point it was 7 years, and decided that I wanted to go back into forestry. And to be honest, that decision of me going to work away and do all that kind of thing away from their wife and kids for a bit and all that kind of stuff was a bit of an eye opener for me. It was a start of a sort of a mental journey for me, because I decided that I didn't want to live the way I was living at that time. So I just did it, regardless of sort of what anybody else thought, and that really was the beginning. And just after that, I then sort of found out that I was ADHD, probably slightly autistic as well in many ways. But everybody is to a degree. It's not like I don't want to be labelled by it. Everybody's got just their personality. It's just a personality trait, and it just is what it is. But I found that doing the job I do now is far better for me, being on my own and just doing the work that I do. I'm good at it, and I can just be left alone to just get on with it myself. I don't need any prompting or poking or any of this stuff. I just do it. And that's what, and oddly enough, this is what this job really needs. You get on a machine, you look after the machine, you repair the machine, you drive the machine, and you get some wood out as much as you can. And that's just what I do. But my mindset is, over these last 2 years being back in here, and I used to be very sort of, I don't know how to describe it, very straight-laced and all. I don't agree with a lot of stuff. And also COVID changed that as well. I think that at that time I was under a lot of pressure, where I was working, to be immunised against COVID, and I didn't really believe in it, because I was just like, well, this doesn't make any sense. It's very weird. The whole thing was weird. I didn't really, because I didn't know much about it at the time. Things I don't know much about, I research quite a lot until I know as much as I can. And looking at it, it's like, I don't understand this. There's something weird about it. I don't understand. So I didn't do it in the end, and I'm pleased I didn't. It doesn't matter who you are. Some people believe it's good, some people believe it's bad. It's your choice. I don't really care, to be honest. But I didn't do it in the end. And I think for me that was the right decision. Might not be for other people. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. But my mindset's changed massively. I think I've gone from being, I'll work myself as much as possible and earn money and have the house. We've gone through this stage. We've had 3 houses, and eventually we own the house we've got now. But none of us, this hasn't made any of us happy, especially the family and stuff. I'm never there. Yeah, so we've gone from being a completely, I suppose, conservative type family of, you need to work, you need to have a house, you need to do all this kind of stuff, and basically all the things that everybody aspires to in modern day society. And we've turned this completely on its head now. In the last 2 years, we've come to the realization that having a house is a bit of a pain. It ties you down, and it's, the current financial situation means that you have to work all hours just to pay for everything. So then you can't go on holiday, or it's difficult. And especially with the way we live, because we home educate. My wife's at home all the time. She's on her own. I'm on my own. We've got one wage coming in, and that's how it. We're actually living a life that was lived. It's been lived for hundreds of years like that. But now it's got to a point where both of the parents have to work in order to pay for the house that you're not in, and then you've got all the bills and your mortgage on the top, and all worrying about that, and interest rates going up and down all the time. Wages not keeping up with inflation, so you've never got any money, and you're trapped in that system where you're constantly paying for everything while working as hard as you can, and you never get a break. And they wonder why there's mental health problems and people are struggling, and they can't afford to live, and they're depressed. And so we've moved away from that completely. We've gone completely opposite way, and I never thought I'd be like this. I never thought I'd be making videos about leaving the country and going travelling around the world. But that now for us as a family, that option is actually more comfortable than the idea of trying to stay in the UK for the next 30 years or 40 years or 50 years, however, God knows how long you're going to live, you don't know, do you? And just literally survive. So we've just gone completely the opposite way, and it's for me, it takes a lot for me to change my mind. I'm very hesitant at some new things, and that's changed a lot. We've done a lot of new things recently that I wouldn't have done in the past. So that's how my mindset's changed. I've gone from being completely conservative to let's work all hours and try and keep ourselves afloat to let's just sell everything and try a different life by travelling around the world with the kids, because that's what's important. And the one regret that people say on their deathbed is not spending time with enough time with their own kids. I suppose I can learn from that, and I'm going to change that. I'm going to try and spend more time with them, be more present with them. I want to teach them a lot more stuff that I know, and we want to be together as a family. So that's it. Mindset changes they can be massive. They can change your life. Your thinking can change your life. And to be honest, if I hadn't met my wife, I don't think I would have done this. She's been sort of instrumental in a lot of this mindset changes. It's like, why are you doing so many hours? Why are you working so hard? All this kind of... She questions stuff that I do, and it makes me question it as well. And then I think, yeah, you're probably right. This isn't... The insanity is literally going to work day in, day out, irrelevant of the work, coming home to a house quite late in the evening, which is you're paying for, but you're never in it. So what's the point? And then you if you get so far into the system, it's difficult to get out. So you get to a stage where you've got houses financed, you've got 2 cars financed, you're paying finance for holidays, and to a point where you're living to slightly beyond your means and really struggling. And to get out of it it's so difficult to get out, because you don't actually own anything. You're just paying sort of interest on everything. And you get to a point where there's no way out. And a lot of people are that heavily in debt that they'll struggle to get out. They can't do what they want to do anymore. Don't want to be like that. So that's my mindset change. And mentally, it's going to be brilliant, I think. I'm really looking forward to walking down the beach with the kids while everyone else is at work. It's just... Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I'm really excited, actually. But at the moment, we're about... it's going to be difficult. We're about over 15 weeks in, and we still haven't... The solicitors... Our buyer solicitor's been useless. In fact, our solicitor's been useless. In fact, they're all been useless. They're asking us questions that they could answer, and they're just not getting back. They're just really slow. I mean, to the point where we're just like, oh, do we need to put the house back on the market? So we'll see. I don't know about that. So yeah, mindset changes. We're excited to do this, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, don't be afraid of doing things out of the ordinary because people think you're a nutter. Because I feel like at the moment I feel like I'm cornering the market on that. So if you need any advice on that sort of thing, just give me a shout. I'll have a chat to you about it. So right, we'll leave that there and we'll speak again.